Peace, love, and harmony reign supreme. This is Vince Santiago, and today I'm interviewing James Noble, CEO and founder of Noble Fitness here in Barstow, California. And if you're looking to take your game to the next level in 2024 and beyond in athleticism, whatever it might be, business, this is the interview for you, because some of the things that he did on the field was just extraordinary, from youth football to all the way to high school to college. In high school, hitting over 2,000 yards in one season, 28 touchdowns, #1 in the state, player of the year. In college, it was no different, playing against teams that turned him down, proved to be a bad decision for them, helping turn that Cal Poly program around to what it is today. He has the Walter Payton Achievement Award nomination, training college students on the field to what he has today with 2 facilities, becoming Business of the Year in 2023 in Barstow, California. Please welcome James Noble.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it.
So, yeah, if you could take me back to where this whole thing began to bloom, what inspired you to create Noble Fitness?
I would say Noble Fitness happened because of the want to do something great for my family. I've always been a trainer. I've been training since 2010. Did that, had a few jobs since then, but then I ended up getting what I thought was my job, my career at Mercedes-Benz. I was an engineer for Mercedes-Benz, and working there amongst such these are some of the smartest people I've come across. These are some very bright individuals, to work with the engineers and the staff, and just to see how hard they work at what they're doing and building these cars. It forced me to raise my level of trying to get my knowledge and try to keep up with the other engineers and try to do something great. So kind of giving you the whole backstory of everything like that I did, because I thought that was the job that I wanted to do. I ended up becoming getting on the project team for the GLE Coupe.
Nice.
I ended up doing that for a few years and ended up moving up in the company and making some great movement. I really thought that was something, everything was going good. I was freshly married, got kids and everything like that. And, I think, you wake up someday and I think it was something small. I think I woke up one day, went to I would say a retirement party for one of my coworkers, and when I was at the party, we congratulated him, and everything was good to go. Then I would say a couple days later, we were working on this important project, and couldn't anybody remember the person that was working on that part of the project. And I was like, this person, the person that was working here for 15 years, and we forgot who he is already. So that kind of jogged my memory. Like, I need to create something special for my family, something that my kids can fall back on, not just money, something that where we can make an impact and make an impact on the community, make an impact for my kids, and all in all, do something special, that involves my family and my wife and everything like that. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it's kind of like it happened. You wake up one day and you realize you want more. You want to leave something behind for your family.
Nice.
And,
Yeah, it's like you want to make your name great and last for generations. You could pass that down, something that you own. Because working at a job, it's like you could put your effort into it and you can make the best presentations, but at the end of the day, the company owns that idea. And so,
and I would say like this, working for Mercedes was probably the biggest confidence booster I could ever have, just working with such high caliber individuals. I couldn't ask for more. I think it was good confidence wise, like all in all, it just to be working with such great people and great workers, great community, to travel the country, it really helped me out confidence-wise. I think the biggest thing that helped me out confidence-wise, because I've always been known as I would say, soft-spoken, quiet person. That's kind of everybody kind of knows me as that. But I would say, working for Mercedes-Benz really increased my confidence. I would say I could think of one instance where it was no turning back, where I was working on the project team and flying to Germany, and I had a very important presentation to give to the CEO of the company. This was going to be about a 10-minute presentation. So, for me, I'm not used to being put on the spot and doing, being, to have that type of exposure. I would say, but I prepared myself. I worked hard. I had a lot of people that helped me prepare. I had this very important topic that I had to go over, and important change that needed to be made, and we needed the head guy to sign off on it. And so, when I, prepared myself, I think I spent about a month preparing for this one presentation, and the way I prepare, I go all in. I study, I make sure I know everything in and out, and I try to make sure I do the best I can. I practice and I practice and practice. I get every angle. What is the possible ways that this person can come back? What type of questions could this person ask? And I think, giving that presentation, when I gave the presentation, I prepared. And then at the end of the presentation, he said, good job, and just walked off. And, that simple thing, I'm like, man, good job from the CEO of Mercedes-Benz, just signed off on, whatever change I was making, a change that can impact the cars that drive around, on the streets today. Just the cars that you see every day. So when he was signed off on that, and he was okay with my presentation, and I know that things went well, and I got a lot of congratulations. I think it was no turning back, because if I can give a presentation to this person, if I can speak in front of this person, I know that when I'm prepared, I can conquer anything. So that right there, was a really good confidence booster, and and I think it was no turning back after that.
Nice. Yeah. So it's a stepping stone to getting to the next level and getting to to building and taking that the skills and using it for what you're doing now. Yeah. And so.
And I would say surrounding yourself with the right people. I always say, like, when I'm at work, you want to surround yourself and get the information from the people that know, but also when you go home, having that support at home. I have a very supportive wife that when you come home and you have things you're going through, you're able to communicate it and talk to this person. So having great people around you is like the number one thing, and that's going to be supportive and help you out. And I think I have that, and that gives me the confidence to do a lot.
Yeah, to keep pushing, because you definitely need that support. Otherwise, it's like you're just on your own, And I remember watching. It was an interview on the Breakfast Club. It was with Dame Dash. I think that's one of the things that inspired me too, is to get into entrepreneurship. Is being able to own your name and being able to have control over your time and your income and different things like that. And so that's something to be admired, because you did, like both of us were both kind of like, I would say, we have both sides to us. We can be introvert, we could be extrovert, but and just kind of like real chill demeanor. But at the same time, you have that aggression to you. It's like, when I see you on the field, it's like, whoa, he's like a different person.
It's like,
and so
I would say it's flipping the switch. It's one of those things where, everything. I mentioned Mercedes, but it always goes back to even in college. Just from everything building up in college led me to who I am today. So me, my coaches have always preached good things, like showing up with a purpose, playing on the edge, and everybody thinks football, playing on the edge and going all out and hitting people. But when you talk of going on the edge, you think of giving your all, tiptoeing the lines of things that could go wrong, may not, but you're still going all in. So I think it was just everything that built up to this point. So
indeed.
it was just always supportive people around you. I think it's just from just being around in college and having, you know, good group of people that that I have roommates with. You know, just having those people around me, my roommates in college, to a supportive team, to, you know, moving on to many more things, and to having a supportive wife, and you know, moving on. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. It's a good stepping stone to get to that next level for sure. So tell me more about your family, like your children, because I hear that they're doing some extraordinary things right now. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with them.
So my oldest, I mean, this is my oldest is I have 3 kids. So I have a 10-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and I have a now 4-year-old. But my 10-year-old, I call her my little dancer. She's an amazing dancer. She's like starting to really up her game in her, you know, in dancing. She is now a part of the she's a part of the Kid Clippers, which is the NBA Clippers organization. They have a kids dance team that dances for them, and so my daughter actually, you know, earlier than I ever started, now has her first job working for the Clippers and the NBA. And
Wow.
It's like, of all things. So, but to see her and to know that, you know, what we've done, you know, what me and my wife have done as parents has helped prepare her and given her the confidence to do more things.
Yeah.
I have my football player, my son Asa, who's starting to come into his own with sports and, you know, things like that. But, you know, he's really, you know, football is always going to be a part of him because of my background and things like that.
Yep.
But one thing we never do is, like, we never push sports on my kids. We let them come to it naturally.
Yeah.
We let them do what they want to do. If he wants to ever play football, we let him play. But when we play, we make sure we give our all. And so, you know, one thing I do, you know, I don't push him. We don't even really, it's funny, but we don't even really watch football in my household. We're usually too busy doing a lot of other things. A lot of the players he doesn't know.
Wow.
So he just played his first season, and, you know, a lot of the rules he's learning for the first time.
Yeah.
And because you know, you would expect him to know that, but no, we come to it naturally. If he does it, we're gonna go all in and we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and
That's
then I got my little man Adonis, who we're trying to figure out what he wants. He's such a comedian. He's such a you know, he's just you know, he's a lot of energy, a lot of fun, and you know that
good to be around.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the good thing is, like, I really feel like they're happy, and that's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
I think the kids are happy and they're doing what they love to do, and you know, that's what I like. And
Yeah.
so it seems like the family's doing well. I would say
That's good.
you know, just having a a good teammate, and me and my wife. My wife is the perfect teammate
Oh yeah.
to get everything done, like, you know, get everything done and make things move the right way. I mean, everything happens together, and that's what I'm proud of, is that we're doing things together, and the decisions we make together, and because of that, the kids are happy so far. So
Yeah, that's good, because you don't want to force anything on them. You want to help them, you know, guide them in the right direction so they can make their own decisions.
Yeah.
You know, but Ari's 10 years old and she's dancing for the Clippers. Like that's amazing. I mean, I feel like anything that she does, because when you're around her, she's just got this energy around her. She's just constantly moving and dancing and doing something creative.
Yeah.
So no matter what she's gonna do, whatever she decides to do, whether it's music or acting or dancing, she's gonna be a star.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think what she loves to do is actually what my wife does. She's a teacher. She likes to get involved. She likes to help people. I think she's always going to be, you know, as long as she's working towards her happiness, I think that's great. She's a great dancer, and she's hungry to learn.
Yep.
And that's what I like most about it, is that she's not satisfied, and she's trying to get better, and she wants to get better, and she wants to put in the work. So, and knowing that, I know that she's always going to have that, you know, that to fall back on, and that's what I always fall back on is like I always feel like I can outwork anybody. Just when I put my mind to it, I'm gonna outwork anybody, and I want my kids to have that same drive.
Yeah.
And so like when we started this business, it's like, okay, this can't fail. This can't fail because we're gonna outwork everybody. We're gonna do what we got to do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take this chance and come back. And come back to my hometown and do this. So.
Yeah, indeed. 'Cause I remember off season, you would always be on the field doing things.
Yeah.
In high school, you were always practicing, and I always admire that. You always went the extra mile, and it showed
Yeah.
in the results that you got.
Yeah, and
So-
that's a hard thing. I would say that that's hard for people to do. That I always pride myself on is like, putting in the work, not knowing if it's going to be successful or not. I didn't know what I was doing. I was outside training and doing things, but I didn't have no training. I didn't have no professional training or anything. Nobody even knew. We didn't know what that was. I just knew that I needed to be doing something
Yeah.
more. If little old me, 120-pound James, was going to get into college and play against these grown men,
Yeah.
I need to do something. So I knew I had to do something. And I had to do it consistently. And so, I felt like I was working hard, but I always knew that there was another level. And so I always prepared myself for, I don't know what's out there, but don't give up, basically. So I think that's what I always try to, push amongst my kids, and my family, and as well as my athletes. You got to put in the work, but it's not always clear.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, the decisions I make, whatever I make, even if things don't work out, like I'm more well-rounded enough to pivot and do something that's going to still work towards my family's happiness. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's going to pass down to your kids because they see that work ethic that you put in.
Yeah.
Like Asa. I mean, football. It's his first year. Super Bowl champion. He's got the ring. I mean, that's just a huge impact that has on him. I mean, we got a Super Bowl win, but we just got trophies. Like regular trophies. But he's got a ring. I mean, imagine with the diamonds in it.
Yeah.
So imagine what that's going to do to him. He's always going to look back on that and just be proud of that and be able to remember and go on. Yeah.
I think he's happy about it, and I think that's the great thing. He's happy about the work that he put in and that it worked out. So now, for me, to see how the season went and everything, to see how he progressed and how he started to really listen and focus and listen to what his dad is teaching him.
Yep.
And now when you go put it out there on the field, that this hard work does work. Because he's always been my kids have always grew up in the gym. We have had a gym since they were young, so they were working. That's one thing. You will be in shape if you're part of my family. You will we will work out. We will keep you busy. But to work towards something you don't know what you're working towards is now he's starting to see things kind of fall into place. Like, this is why we work hard. But even if you don't want to do football, you can do. Your school needs to be the same way. We need to put all into that and everything. So,
Indeed.
So yeah.
Yeah. No matter what he chooses, it's going to be. Give his all and.
Yeah. And honestly, Indeed. In my family, we football has always been, so great to our family, so great to me and my family. It's provided so many different avenues and, gave me the confidence to do what I do today. But my kids don't have to follow in my footsteps, and because we know that there's more out there. I've been a part of such a big organization and work for Mercedes-Benz and knowing that there's another NFL out there. There it may not be labeled NFL, but there's working for a company like Mercedes-Benz and feeling that high of launching your first vehicle and stuff like that. There's a lot of championships that could be gained somewhere else. And so now
that's deep.
Now that he knows that, now that my family knows that, we're always searching for that. We're trying to work towards what our championship is, or
awesome.
what our goal is.
I love that. Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
So what's your process, your mental process, like when you want to, because all this around us, this is all started from an idea that you had, like the chairs we're sitting in, this was an idea that somebody had. You know, you being the best version of yourself on the field, that's an idea that you have. Like, how do you take that idea and make it real? Like, what's your process like?
For one, I've mentioned this before, surround yourself with good people. I would say the best thing I've ever done was marry my wife, who has, well, a lot of people, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I mean, I know a lot, I mean, what I do, a lot of what I do, you know, comes from her, you know, so whatever, you know, if there's a decision that needs to be made about a, you know, a direction we want to go or whatever it is, like I come up with the decision, but then I'm like, wait, what does she got to say about it? Like I gotta make sure, like,
Yeah.
because I know that, you know, having her input and having, you know, having somebody else that, you know, that works as a team is like what is key.
Yeah.
And that's what I need. I need to make sure that, you know, that I have the support. So, but after that is like making sure that you prepare. Like we didn't just fall into this. We prepared ourselves. We didn't, you know, so like, so I actually quit my job at Mercedes-Benz and my wife quit her job, you know, as a teacher in Alabama when we were out there. We quit our jobs to come back here and start this business.
Yeah.
So in doing that, we didn't do this, you know, we didn't just wake up and quit. You know, we had a plan and we made a plan, we worked on it, and we came back to the, you know, to the dinner table, talked about it, and we worked on it. So me and her together, we took entrepreneur courses. I took a entrepreneur course in Alabama called the Hope Operation by a guy named Damian Carson, who kind of brought us into it, and we were able to learn a lot about, you know, how to run a business and how to operate a business and what the type of business, the things you would come across. So we took these courses, we learned, we met with different, you know, we tried to run other businesses, you know, different things like that. But all in all, we knew, like, well, you know, this was like years in the making before we decided to say, all right, we're ready. And yeah, so, and the thing is, the key thing is like we were always a we. And that's the thing.
That's good.
Because I could tell you, it's hard to do it on your own. Like, I mean, it's very hard to do it on your own. I don't know what, you know, I don't meet, you know, just being a businessman, you know, I see successful business people, and the ones that I feel like are really, really successful are the ones that have a good team around them or a good support system, good everything. It's very hard to do it on your own.
Yeah.
And so I would say, yeah, just that process of preparing yourself. And, you know, I think we tried to over prepare so that we, you know, that we can just be ready for anything, but knowing in the back of our mind that we're going to have to figure it out. Where things are going to come up that we don't know, or we got to come across, and, you know, we got to figure it out along the way. But knowing that we prepared ourselves by working hard in school and college, you know, we worked hard in school and college, prepared ourselves so that we have, you know, the basic skill set and knowledge to just be able to figure stuff out. Then being, you know, just good people. We just want to try and be good people and communicate. You know, you know, we don't, like, me and my wife, we don't cuss. We don't, you know, we try not to get into a lot of, like, you know, combative arguments or anything like that with people. We try to explain ourselves. We try to make sure that, you know, we try to make sure we're good people, that we listen to people. So preparing yourself, you know, being a good person, you know, doing things like that leads you to become, you know, to be able to open up a business and having, you know, people that actually buy into your idea. Because I think all in all, like when we opened up this business, the whole time we were like, the hardest thing was coming up with a name for the business. Yeah. And, you know, I think my wife, you know, was like, you know, I had so many different ideas, and it was like, well, just come up with, you know, just do Noble Fitness. And I was like, I don't want to be too me or anything like that. I don't want people to do that. No, and then when she explained it, it's like, well, I bought into Noble. Like, I'm a Noble. I see, we see the vision. I mean, people want to be a part of that, and and people want to be a part of something, that's positive, that's good, and that's hardworking.
Yeah.
That's going to all in all look out for people, and I was like, okay, I could see that. Like, I want to push that thing. So
Yeah, indeed. At the end of the day, they're working with you personally,
yeah,
and your name and your, what you've done,
Yeah.
and it's so good to have that support too with your wife, because it's like, yeah, you can only go so far. I mean, and just having that support is a game changer. Not only do you have your mind working towards this goal, but you have another mind as well. So you have two brains working together, building something.
yeah,
And that's part of that team that you're talking about. And then you can even leverage yourself by, having employees and having other, and people that are involved in the vision that you have to make it become a reality. So that's so good.
yeah. The team. Yeah, the team we try to surround ourselves with is like, follows what we, good people, just good, passionate about what they do.
Indeed.
And that's, it's great to see, like, when you start, as you progress in the business, you see that, you're able to connect with people. Like, I'm able to connect with you. I mean, connect with my cousin Bubba, who works with us as well, and his wife. Just being able to bring good people into like what we do, and we all like speak the same language, and just want to be a positive impact on the community. So
Indeed.
yeah, I'll say just surround yourself with positive people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the results that you've been seeing with people coming in here, athletes coming in, training with you? What are the results that they are getting? Because I've been hearing some amazing stories and things like that. So what are some of the highlights of the results?
Yeah, so we have, I always go back to when we started outside training. I started outside training, in the parks, and a lot of those people that, this was during COVID. A lot of those people that started with me during COVID, they're now, starting to get into college and things like that. So to see these athletes sign their national letter of intent, signing with a college and go on to bigger and better things, that's like, those are the things that's starting to come. And those, I'm totally confident in, like, my ability as a trainer and my staff, that, like, if you come in and you train with us and you're with us, there's no way you cannot train with us for that long, for a year, 2 years, and not get somewhere. Like, if you're talking about NFL, that's hard, or you're talking about, like, Major League or something like that, that's hard. But there's too many colleges out there. There's too many programs, D1, D2, D3, NAIA. There's too many colleges out there for you not to train with us and get somewhere. Like, we are too good at, that's one thing where I will, like, brag a little bit. We are too good of trainers to, we cannot let you fail. We won't let you fail. We have to push you, as long as you buy into, working your hardest and doing everything like that.
Indeed.
So, but yeah, we just always try to push that.
Yeah, because there's so much experience between all the trainers.
Yeah.
And you leading, with your experience and the things that you've done to turn your game to the next level,
Yeah.
So
and just knowing, being there. Last thing where a lot of people don't know how valuable it is to have somebody that has been there or to played at that level. A lot of people take advice from, people that, that are good people, may have a good heart, but just being there it separates you from everybody else. And knowing the environment these young men and women are going to go into, like, to know what the college environment is like. So we've seen some great things because we've seen some positive, like we've seen people go off to college, like that we have several athletes that go off to college and go and make something of themselves. A lot of the athletes that we start with outside, I mean, it's just great to see that they're starting to become positive people and work towards their dreams. And all in all, I like to see when they make it to another chapter in their life and know that they have because usually for me and my staff, we don't just train and then that's it and they go home. We talk about life. We talk about how things apply to life. We make sure we work towards what type of character you have to have when you get there. So because I never would have been able to do this if I didn't wasn't a good person. I never would have been able to come back here and do this if I wasn't genuinely trying to be a good person.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Because it's like they're taking the skill sets that they have now and they're applying it to no matter what area they choose, they're going to be successful here. But the things that we learn when we're younger, those principles stay with me, and it's helping me today. So it's going to help them in the future when they whatever area they decide to go into. So that's huge. That you're talking about multiple things. It's not just about sports,
Yeah, I think it's completely who I am because, I just take football. Football prepared me to be, when I work, especially working, in a college environment, Cal Poly prepared me to be a good worker because when I showed up, we had practice early in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. You had to prepare yourself. When you come in, you have to prepare yourself. You have to work every single day your hardest. You have to, you have to multitask. You have to deal with people. You have to, deal with teachers. You have things you have deadlines. Then, so all this stuff that you're going through in college prepares you to, like, when I got to my jobs, I didn't want to just be a lazy, worker that just want to sit there. I want to progress. I want to move up. I want to outwork everybody. I want to do things. So there's a certain amount of people that will stay in a job and work that job and, and just work that job forever, and just do that. Before Mercedes, I was working for Southwest Airlines, and that was a great job. You can you can move up in the company. You can do some great things. You got all these great benefits. But I think I woke up one day from that job and I was wondering, like, okay, I can do this and I can make, I can work, in 8 years I can make 6 figures and I can do great things. Or how about I got this degree that's not being used right now and let me go ahead and just do this. Like, let me go ahead and use it because I have it. And then, I want to go ahead and do that. So I think college prepares you to do a lot of stuff and it gives you the option to pivot and do things and try things out and know that, if it fails, I think I'll be fine because I'll figure something else out, That's the same thing me and my wife had, like, when we decided to quit our jobs and come back to our hometown and open up Noble Fitness. We knew that, say that it doesn't work out, we're fine. We'll be fine. Good. We'll go back into working. I'll go back into engineering and do the things what I need to do, and we'll try it again or whatever it is. But I know that we have the backing, we have the confidence to, because of college, because of being with another good person, you can do a whole bunch.
Yeah, because we only have a short time here, and it's like you gotta, make that impact, and by, going towards your dreams is, we only have a short time here. Why not? Go for it. So that's really inspirational. I admire that.
Yeah. And then it gets interesting when I would say your dreams become intertwined with somebody else's dreams. Like, so you have your kids now. Like, I mean, my dreams now turn into, like, well, whatever their dreams are is what my dream is now. And to be able to progress and work towards your dreams and to have a family and support system that are also working towards their dreams.
Indeed.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
Definitely.
fun. I would say it's fun that we wake up every day and get to try to do something more. You know, that's the one thing I like about, you know, the foundation that me and my wife have set. Is just like working towards more. We don't sit still much. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys are constantly moving.
Yeah, and that's always good and bad because
Mhm.
I would say it's good because we're always busy, but then you want to always stay connected with your loved ones, your other loved ones, and people, your friends and family, and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's a balance, and
Mhm.
you know sometimes it is good when people stop me and you know somebody that you haven't seen in a while, and just kind of being able to communicate with them,
Yeah, for sure.
talk to them.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, because I only see I see a small snippet of what the impact that you're making in this town. You know, to be able to leave what you had and come here with all the planning and make something happen here is really extraordinary because you're making an impact on this town. I mean, economically, you know, socially, you know, emotionally, you're really transforming this town for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess when I sit in I call it my little bubble, like you don't really notice what's going on outside of it. I try to make whatever we do in here great, and that when people come in here, they're happy. I think, yeah, me and my wife, we just always make sure that when they come into our bubble here, they're safe, they're happy, they're flourishing.
Indeed.
So it's hard to kind of, you know, see outside yet. You know, it's kind of hard to see that, you know, because we're so like, you know, on the go.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll look back one day and see like what we've really done. But you know, all in all, it's good to hear that things are positive
Yeah.
for with what we do.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, because every
So-
time I come in here, you know, to visit, because I live down the hill, so every time I come in here, it's the energy is just wild. I mean, there's kids running around, you got the music playing, and you know, it's really amazing to see. So the energy here is something, and it's really
Yeah.
it makes an impact on me. I'm really proud, you know,
Yeah, thank
to
you.
see that. Yeah.
It's good. We try to let them grow up, and you know, we let them make mistakes. We let them listen to the music that they want to. We let them, you know, it's not so strict in here, but at the same time, it is like because of the things we do and the environment we've created. I mean, the kids kind of like work hard themselves, and they're used to our hard working environment. So
Yeah.
I think that's great to see. Is that like, you know, once you set the tone and you set the foundation, they kind of police themselves. The kids kind of work and trying to work, you know, try to get themselves in order, and they trying to work towards their goals together. And they know that the one thing I do feel is that if they're not working in here, if they're not working hard in here, if they're not in Noble Fitness outside of this, I really feel confident that it's going to be harder to get to their goals outside of here. If you're talking sports wise and things like that.
Yeah.
But in here, I know that they're being taken care of and they're working towards it. But if you're not in here, I will say you need to get in here, because it's just, yeah, you need that support system. You can't do it alone, and just being able to create a competitive environment. Because all in all, I'm an athlete. I like competition.
Yeah.
Competition is how I love competition. I love, what do I do as a business person? I turn everything into a competition. How can I be the best version? How can I, improve and be the best I can be? So that when these kids come in here and they're working with other people that are working towards the same goals, that competition, breeds success. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great to see, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you've seen the environment, you see how when they come in, they're working hard, but they're working hard to beat each other. And at the same time, they're still a family and they're still working. But when they both sign those national letters of intent, it's just, it's great to see.
Yeah. To see those results, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so if you can project your mind into the next 5 years, like where do you see Noble Fitness, and is it expanding to different cities, or what's your vision for?
I would always like to, I've always been you know, I always heard the term like, hey, if I can always reach one kid, then I've done my job. I'm not that person. One kid isn't enough. I don't
Right.
like. There's no way. One kid,
Yeah.
I would say, that's not enough. So for me, we always got to push for more. We have to push for more, and there's a lot more kids, a lot more of our youth that is like, that can be, can use, a great environment. There's like not just here that, I would always love to expand and do great things, but I don't want to lose the foundation of what we have here. And the foundation of what we have here is, the Nobles and what we do and what we try to push. So if I see that things, are getting away from the way we've done it here by trying to expand, then we may have to pull things back. But all in all, we would love to, like, in 5 years, be able to expand and do more and do do great things.
Yeah.
But all in all, like, in 5 years, I see us still working towards, helping out the community, helping out whatever community we have. Trying to make my family happy, like things like that. Those are things I see, because honestly, like, I guess we don't like to, discuss like 5 years, this is what we're gonna do, because, everybody wants the 5-year plan or things like that, but we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna work towards what we wanna do, because I wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I wanna go ahead and do this or own this or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
all I know is in 5 years, we're going to continue to be good people, and we're going to continue to push to make the people around us great as well.
If anybody wants to work with you personally and they want to get connected with Noble Fitness, how do they do that?
They can reach out to us on social media, Instagram, Noble Fitness HD. That's for High Desert, Noble Fitness HD.
Okay.
You can also, I always like them to reach out there. That way you can kind of review some of the things we do, because we do so much more than just training athletes. We have athletes that we work with. We work to get them better in all sports. So that's one of the things. In all sports, we have a lot of people in here that do football, basketball. We have baseball. We have motocross riders that come in here. We got people that come in, that are like, riders that ride motorcycles, things like that, to work on their hand-eye coordination, things like that.
Wow.
So we have indoor batting cages, and we have our education portion to this.
Nice.
So we have so much more where we have a lot of our youth can come in and benefit. And so I always like them to come and review what we do. That's always the best, and then you'll be able to see more. But you can always reach out to us on our phone number as well. It's 760-590-1733. Always reach out that way, and just kind of, that's always the best too. So
Okay.
I would say, other than that, come in and visit. Like, I would say the best way is to come in and see the greatness and see what's going on in here. We're always open. We open, we're always open now. So, but that's always great to see the athletes come in around, everybody come in around 4 p.m. on, and just see the greatness. So that way you
Absolutely.
can see and, schedule yourself an intro or something. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, James Noble, pleasure.
All right.
That was good.